Greg, tell me about your song before we hear it. If you had to describe it in one word.
Words can't do this song justice, man.
How about injustice? The song is about injustice. Where'd you get that bass on?
It's the baby bass.
So fucking right.
It's some rawhide shit going on in here, man. We're gonna sell a lot of beef jerky with this song.
Grupo Fantasma has always been a band that I've kept in touch with and been filming for years and years. David Lobel and I had a class together at UT. It was the history of rock and roll back in the late 90s. And he was in the band and later became their manager. And over the past decade, I've filmed many of their live shows and was lucky enough a couple years ago when I moved back to Austin to film one of their music videos for the song Gimme Some. Kind of opened up a whole new world for myself and my company, Onion Creek Productions, and really got along with the band well, and there was just a creative vibe going on that we really liked. So recently, Grupo was recording their new album in a small little rent house up in North Austin. And when Grupo got signed to National Geographic's world music label, they asked us to do their new music video for one of the songs. After listening to the whole album, and it's an amazing album, it just got nominated for a Grammy, and the song that we ended up choosing was Montañozo, which means mountain man in Spanish. When I spoke with Greg Gonzalez, who wrote the song, and asked him exactly what the lyrics meant, and there aren't a whole lot of lyrics, it's only about 2 lines. Corre, corre, montañoso is run, run, mountain man, run, run, or else we're gonna kill you, and that's basically the entire song. He mentioned the Rastafarians in Jamaica who were pushed up into the mountains by the British. And that had some significance to him. So I think the song has a lot to do with just being an underdog or having people or some kind of negative entity chasing you, wanting to destroy you, and it's about survival. It stuck out to us because after seeing Grupo live, you know, as soon as we heard it and you hear that, just that, I just remember looking at my brother Jamie, and just there was something about it. It's a hook that you remember. So we wanted to make sure that the concept for the video went along with the meaning for the song, and I think we picked a storyline that definitely stays true to Greg's intent and meaning.
I really hate chain emails, and my uncle Ben Hill sends me chain emails all the time. And I never open them, but for some reason I opened this one email he sent that happened to be a montage of Scott Wade's dirty car art, and I fell in love with it.
And I was stunned. I just had never seen anything like it. I've always seen, you know, do a smiley face or wash me on the back of someone's car window.
My personal favorite, I wish my wife was this dirty.
And here's the guy doing the Mona Lisa or the dog sitting around the poker. You know, he was doing famous masterpiece paintings on car windows just out of dust. I thought this is extraordinary. We should call this guy.
Yeah, so when we contacted Scott, it turned out he lived in Wimberley, which is 20 minutes down the road, and it was only a perfect fit.
He actually loved Grupo Fantasma, and so he wanted to do a video with us.
And then he like has this dust blower that
He uses oil on the windows.
oh yeah, he does like a layer of oil.
If the oil's not there and I touch the brush to it, it just falls off.
Scott Wade preps his cars through homemade devices that he fills with this dust he buys online. It's super fine and really consistent in texture. One's made out of like a toilet paper holder.
He's also converted this fertilizer spreader to help apply the dust onto the windows.
But it's on a little bit finer, so I don't have quite as much bloppiness.
And then he has this blow in the hand method, which works great.
The concept for the actual story is something that Jamie came up with.
It was the middle of the night, and I just had this epiphany, this aha moment, and I had to write it all down because I knew this was what the video was gonna be.
We had a very rough storyboard that my brother put together.
The really sketch drawing, stick figures, and Art 101 drawings.
And we kept pretty close to the original intent of the shots. Wayne Dalchau, who plays Montañozo, he and I met back in our freshman year of college at the University of Texas. We actually lived in the same dorm and would, goof off and play music together and have some fun. But when I told him about the concept for Montañozo, he was really, really interested and really wanted to be a part of it. And at the end of the day, his mustache was just, you couldn't ignore it. It was just a killer mustache. He had a killer look. When we looked at everyone else, we said, you know what, Wayne, you're the guy. We want you to be the guy in this video.
I had a blast here. I thought it was a lot of fun. Everyone was there for everybody. Everything was good.
You think it'll be a good video?
I think it'll be the best one I've ever been in.
And we cast about 12 or 15 girls.
You'll go.
You're looking over your shoulder and you're adjusting the rear view. And then you fiddle with the radio, like you find a song and we found some really good girls for that role, but Eryn just had something about her. And at the time she was auditioning, she was blonde. And we asked her to dye her hair brunette, which she did. We had a crew of about 10 people, and we filmed this entire video in 2 days. The first day was all the action shots, all the actors.
When she opens the door, that cues you to haul ass.
During the shoot, when Wayne, the guy, is running around and she jumps out of the car and grabs hands, Eryn took a big spill.
Oh my God. I'm okay.
And man, tough girl, she just jumped right back up. I have a lot of respect for Eryn because she could have made a big deal out of it. It was nothing to her. She just brushed herself off. We cleaned her wounds really quickly, and man, she was ready to go right after that. We kind of handpicked everyone who's here because we like your work ethic, we like working with you guys, and this is going to be a good one. And so I just want to let everyone know we're excited to have every one of you here, and we're going to work our asses off today. So just get ready. Let's have a lot of fun doing it, but we're going to work hard today, and I want the best out of all of y'all, especially you, Wayne.
All right.
Sure. So I just want to say I appreciate you all doing this with us.
So I don't know who this Murphy guy is, but I don't really like his laws that much because Murphy's Law was with us throughout the whole process.
I hate everything.
We had originally secured a place called Pioneer Town out near Wimberley.
And a week before we were about to shoot, they book a wedding over our video shoot.
So we were scrambling for a new location, and luckily the Texas Film Commission helped us find this place out in Blanco, and it just worked out perfectly. So we're very thankful to the Texas Film Commission and the Prescott Ranch.
We get our new location. We're about to shoot in 4 days, and it's the biggest rainstorm of the whole year out here in Austin, Texas. And we're really trying to get the whole dust and dry Texas theme going on.
I mean, you can drive up and down the road, 80 miles an hour down the highway and it won't affect the drawings, but one rainstorm and it's gone.
And we were really, really getting nervous because we couldn't move the date. It had to be shot on this specific day. So we were coming up with all kinds of contingency plans. It rained all the way up into the morning of the shoot, and then it stopped raining, which was perfect. We had this awesome muscle car picked out for the video, but it fell through. And we meet this guy, Dolph Scott, about 5 minutes later, and he's driving this Grand Wagoneer Jeep. I told him we were shooting a music video, and he's like, oh yeah, anytime you want it, come pick it up. So this thing's been great. Let's see if we got action here. We have everything set. We're about to start filming. Every scene involves the car driving around, and the car won't start.
Did it start right up after you?
It started
You
right
drove
up
here?
every single time.
Even after you just drove here?
Yeah. Every single time until it got in here. Back in action, baby.
The actual day of shooting went really well, really smooth. We got a lot of shots in.
We're about 65% done filming.
Knowing that I would be the one to edit this music video, during the filming I couldn't stop thinking, how many hours are we recording for this 3-minute video? I think it wound up being 10 or 12 hours in total.
We used 2 Sony EX1s, Canon 5D SLR camera. Rob Seidel is going to put this together and he's going to put some editing magic on it. Just keep in mind, we've used tripods, handheld, Steadicam, jib, slow motion, stop motion.
I went to extreme slow shutter and just changed the extreme slow shutter rate.
Trying to be as creative as possible with the angles we were getting, which meant Richard Weimark hanging out of the back of a pickup truck, going over a bumpy dirt road with his camera 3 inches from the ground.
None of us signed a waiver.
While I was standing in the back of the truck with a Steadicam on, while Jason Kalish was holding me in, while the behind the scenes camera guy is sitting on the roof of the truck. Some people had to lay on the ground and get dusted while the car peels out right in their face.
Definitely peel out this time for a good 3 or 4 seconds.
The exhaust is just hitting me right in the face, and I'm not even aware of it while I'm filming it.
Working with Eryn's pretty interesting. We seem to get along pretty good for the most part, but when he wants to mount a camera to the hood of a car, I just disagree.